Hello everybody. Today I want to tell you what I did with the Centurion tanks from Charlie's Checkpoint. They are built and ready for paint, but how did I do it? Stay tuned. Don't forget, like and subscribe. I will try to get them all into view and I will talk you through what I've done and why I've done it. In the end I've built all 5 of them, 3 with a 20 pounder and 2 with a 105 gun, representing most of the versions from early to late in their use in the Dutch army. Here we have what I call the early version, with a 20 pounder, standard British smoke grenades. Only thing I've added myself is an antenna. For the rest it's completely out of the box. Also with the stowage out of the box. No enhancements, no extras. I left off the turret bins as early photos show the tank without them. So this one is purely out of the box. Here we have another 20 pounder. I see now there's a little kink in the antenna, so I'll probably replace that one. I chose to give this one side skirts, out of the box also. No turret basket, but I did put the tracks on the back. This was not in the manual, but I've seen this on a lot of the Dutch pictures of the era, mostly in the 1970s. I've 3D printed a good lookalike of the stowage bin the Dutch put on the front of the nose. It's not a perfect one-on-one replica, but in this scale I found it really hard, so I oversized the groove a bit so it will show really good, and the general shape is there. Next we have the smoke dischargers. Again, these are not perfectly Dutch, but more Dutch than the original ones. On real Dutch vehicles there would be an extra guard of iron strip around the smoke dischargers to protect them from branches and other things knocking them off. If I will get it done in the future, I might replace them. At this point in time I couldn't make it work, so I made them more Dutch, but not perfect. Here you can compare them with the British one. You can see they are quite different. If I can get the camera to focus. So not perfect, but better. This one I gave a 30 cal on the turret. I've only seen one picture of a Dutch one carrying a machine gun on the turret, and I think it was a 30 cal, so I decided to use the one that came with the kit. And early models also show the English type searchlight mounted, so I also chose to mount that one, just to make a good difference between early and late versions, so it would be recognizable when you put them on the table or on a base, or just for show. Last but not least, I really wanted to make a Dutch dozer Centurion. It consists of a Sherman dozer blade, the M1A1, widened and then made to fit on the suspension system of the Centurion. I'll take the turret off for a moment because that one's exactly the same as the other ones. From Evergreen I made a strip, fitting it between the wheels. As you can see, it still needs a little bit of sanding and a bit of filling to make it smooth. Then we've got the dozer blade. I used a 3D program called Rhinoceros 3D to widen it. So this is an STL file I got on Wargaming 3D from Inverness Miniatures, if I say it correctly. And I widened it with a 3D program to make it fit to the 1 in 100 Centurions. Then I took a saw blade and cut out these bits because I just couldn't do it 3D somehow. It didn't work the way I wanted to. I nicked a bit too much with the saw blade and I filled it up with putty. From evergreen I made the triangle on top, because I've seen that in a lot of pictures, and the rest is just a standard STL file, the way it came, only made a bit wider. Again, tracks on the front, storage bin on the front, side skirts attached, and armed with a 20-pounder. Now I was a bit in doubt which version of the dozer I would make, because the Dutch had two versions. One, like this one, you can still use as a gun tank, and one where the turret is spun around, the gun removed. So this is then your new front with a fixed turret. But I thought that would not be usable in a war game, especially since Centurion dozer blade is not listed in any army list. So I decided to keep the gun and make the early version, so you can still just use it as a gun tank in any war game. Next up is a later version. I did not alter too much about it. I gave it a different gun, the storage bin, the smoke dischargers, same as the other ones. What I did was remove part of the turret bin in order to fit the spare wheel. The Dutch carried the spare wheel on the back of the turret, but there was a piece of plastic prohibiting me from doing that, so I cut it out. Here we have what I call the final version with the 105mm, the track storage, the storage bin on the front, smoke discharges, and the new searchlight, the same as from the Leopard 1 tank the Dutch also had in service by then. So the Dutch fielded the Leopard and the Centurion at the same time, and they had quite large numbers. On the back is the storage bin for the searchlight, so if not mounted you would put it in there. And on this one also I've removed one of the pieces of the turret basket so I could fit the spare wheel there. One thing I could not find in the manual or on the internet is what this opening is for. I also couldn't find any part fitting there, but I decided to keep it because I found it really difficult to fill the space up and make it look good. What I use for antennas is actually really easy. I've got this nylon brush I use to dust off my models, like so, and I just pulled out one of the hairs and glued it on. In the past I had a black one, but I lost it somehow and haven't bought a new one yet, so I now just took the white ones and I will paint them black when I get around to it. Well, thanks for watching. It was really fun building the Charlie Checkpoint Centurion tanks. Next up is painting. That will be one of the next videos. See you guys there.